And then straight after this, though, there's been an incident at the pub where we're doing the TV show from that we need to bring up with everyone.
Sort of like International Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, exactly. It's up the afternoon. Delight! The afternoon. Delight! Your woman, Whitetown. Hands Off Friday. Hamish Daddy driving you home from London on the Euro gap year, everybody. That was the afternoon. Delight! Ham, our TV show went out to Australia last night? Yeah.
Yep.
Last night. Well, we go to sleep.
I don't know, mate. You're the one on it. No, I went out to Australia last night, which means the Netherlands, which is also... who else gets it? We'll get it this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. We always make sure that Australia gets
That
first.
is our policy. Aussies before Dutch.
Yeah.
That's how we still do enjoy the Dutch.
Haim, a lot of people, obviously, we thank you for watching, but
Thank
a
you,
lot
guys.
of people...
That was very lovely of you.
I saw a fair bit of hate mail, and I know why.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
You guys were a little too short on screen. Now,
just
not our fault.
Well, some people use the word short, some people use the word low. They said you just...
Sunken?
Yeah.
Sunken? Overwhelming, the feedback was, why were you guys not sitting on a rostrum? Now, for people that don't know... And
alongside that, there was a lot of... Surely you could have been a foot off the air.
Yeah, but
that
also...
came in as feedback.
Just reading through a couple of the emails here. How hard is it to buy a rostrum? My dad and I went to London last year on a father-son bonding trip, and we bought 9 rostrums, and we now only walk on rostrums with the other person putting extra rostrums in front of us to make sure our journey's always on rostrums. Yeah. If you don't know what a rostrum is, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't. It's a piece of staging, not very big, often under 30 centimetres, that's just used to slightly raise things. We had a circular one.
Most weddings...
a wedding will have a rostrum.
We'll have a rostrum
sometimes
for the band to be on.
Yes.
Because it just gives them a bit of a foot advantage.
I've even seen a rostrum in a rotunda.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but not every day.
For those who don't know what a rotunda is.
And if you've just tuned in, it's not unoften heard words beginning with R.
Yeah. So, yes, great feedback.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the
Why
problem.
weren't you on a mini platform?
On a more serious note, the reason we didn't have a rostrum was it was stolen from the pub. The pub where we do the show from, it was a decrepit pub. We've managed to, give it a lick of paint, suit it and boot it, put a coat of polish on the bar.
And we had to move in a few more bits of furniture because not normally... does a pub have a little stadium seating? And then
pubs aren't made for TV shows. We understand that.
And so the rostrum was moved out of the pub.
Yes. Well, for people were moving cameras and stuff around, and this has happened. We don't deal with any of this stuff. Yeah. We don't. I mean, there's like guys in black t-shirts and silver ponytails who've bloody done a lot of this stuff before in their life, and they're not scared to work with their hands. They do a lot of the moving. Someone put the rostrum outside. Now, considering the fact that you rent in tens of hundreds of dollars worth of equipment for the night. There were very stealable things lying around. We're not in the best area. The pub's not in a great area in East London. Unfortunately, too bad an area. Someone's walked past, they've seen a rostrum with red carpet on it, and they've just thought to themselves, the gang headquarters will be complete once we get this rostrum.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have flogged our rostrum.
Good old Russian Dave would look terrific just a foot higher when he's telling people that, give me my money back.
My God, could I make some demands on people from a rostrum? That's the missing piece of the puzzle to complete my power status.
What's amazing about the stealing of the rostrum was we thought it was so heavy, the rostrum.
It's very heavy. It's a two-man job.
At least.
A 3 if you're us.
We assume that they must have rolled it away because it was
either a gang has seen it, and I suppose I'm not really in a crime gang these days, but back when I was, one of the big benefits we always said when I was in my crime gang, the tricky tigers. We were always carrying on about we would never roll in a pack of tigers less than about 6 in case we did see a rostrum. So we could always nick it.
Exactly.
Because it's, you can nick heavy furniture if you're in a gang. It's one of the big benefits. If you're just a bushranger or a solo operator, a solo crimesman, you can't move heavy stuff. You can't steal a couch.
That's why Ned Kelly got the gang eventually. He did a lot of roaming, could pick up a chair or a stool here or there, but
and
ironically, not only when he got the other 3, he could definitely pick up a few rostrums.
It was his undoing because he was up so high the cops could see his legs and they shot him in the legs. So you can see rostrums can backfire. Stealing a rostrum can backfire.
Okay. The point of this is on 13/10/60, please call us. What did you think would never get stolen?
Because
we never thought the rostrum would get stolen.
We thought that died down in the 80s.
Is there something of yours that you were just so perplexed that someone wanted to steal? 13 10 60, it's our Euro gap year. Hamish and Andy. Hands off Friday. Hamish and Andy driving you home, doing it from London on our Euro gap year, everybody. And the TV component went out last night, Ham, in Australia, and we've got a bit of a sneak peek at hamishandandy.com, as well as in 10 minutes' time, a picture of a rostrum.
You decide, if you're a little short on time this Friday afternoon is here, get your disco pants on for the weekend. You've only put aside 1 minute for web surfing in your very detailed schedule of this afternoon. You can pick. Would you like to see a sneak peek for episode 2, which I'm calling better than EP1, or you can have a look at a rostrum that we've put at the website, because not everyone knows what a rostrum is, and we'd love to show you our rostrum, except we can't because it got nicked.
It's a mini platform. It's a little bit of staging that people would use.
Quick question. Sorry. Does it have to be circular like yours, Hamish and Andy?
No, you can have a rostrum any
Can you have a rectangular rostrum?
Yeah, trapezoid, whatever you'd like.
Hexagonal rostrum? Rostrum?
Yeah, no.
Can you have a dodecahedric rostrum?
That would be difficult, I think.
Why?
Anyway.
The correct answer is because it's a 3-dimensional shape.
Yes. Haim, the thing is that our rostrum got stolen from work. Yeah. Someone put it outside as they were carrying a camera equipment in there. In that time, we think a gang has come past and rolled.
Well, there are a lot of gangs. There are over 36 gangs in the area of London that we live in, and one of them is now sitting a little higher.
13 10 60. What did you think would never get stolen? Daniel, tell us, mate. Have you got a similar to? Did you know what a rostrum was, Daniel?
I do know what a rostrum is.
Yeah, good.
You sound like the kind of guy that would do. It was said with an air of superiority, almost like you're sitting on a rostrum right now.
I could be.
Dan, well, thank God we can trace the call back to Australia. Otherwise, you'd be top of the suspects list. Dan, what have you had stolen you didn't think would get nicked?
Well, I got burgled and, they broke into the house. But the thing that devastated me most was I suppose you'd call it a sewing kit if you were a girl. But for a guy, it was a plastic butter container that I'd collected bits and pieces over years, mostly buttons of things that had fallen off. They stole that. I need that. That's all I had.
Dan, it's just, some people have absolutely no humanity,
exactly.
do they? But you got to think, Dan, these, again, it sounds like you've been targeted by a gang. And if what I'm led to believe from 80s films is correct, they will have fights where there's a lot of pushing and shoving and scuffling, and jackets will get torn.
Yeah, buttons will come off.
Buttons come off. Jeans get ripped. You get grazes. You get scuff marks. If it's a bikie gang, unfortunately, sometimes you do come off bikes and you'll graze your knee and your jeans. And, that jeans are expensive. Bikies do get attached to their jeans. You don't like to change pairs a lot. You want to repair them.
When you were in the Tricky Tigers, that gang back in the day, did you got issued with a weapon and a sewing kit? Was it in that order, or?
I were given tiger claws. So you're given, they weren't the best weapon, though, because they were woolen gloves with wooden golf tees poked through the end from the inside.
Yeah, right.
So they looked quite scary, but often you couldn't get enough purchase on anything to properly scratch it.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of people sort of see that as the breakdown of the club, because when we would get invited to gang fights, we didn't do very well.
How would the invite process work to a gang fight?
Just the normal way. You go to the community centre and someone put it up on the cork board. These days it's probably done over Facebook, but we're talking about mid-80s here.
Sam on 13 10 60. What got stolen of yours that you never think would get nicked?
I'm currently in the middle of building my first house and someone stole my glass sliding door.
Oh, that's annoying. No. But that to me tells me, again, a gang, obviously building their clubhouse at the moment. They want something so they can see which gang members are out on the patio without having to open the door. But that stinks of someone that knows how much building materials cost, because glass sliding doors aren't cheap.
Michael, on 13 10 60. Sorry, Sam.
Sorry, Sam. It's very difficult with the delay.
Michael, tell us what got stolen that you never thought would get nicked.
Yeah, g'day guys. How are you today?
Yeah, welcome to London, Michael.
Yeah, well, had our house broken into at the start of the year, actually twice in 3 weeks. And on the second trip, they broke into the garage, and amongst the valuable things, but they stole a bottle of weed killer and a box of rat poison.
Jeez. Oh, now that is a gang. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen The Departed, but they hate rats. They do not like snitches.
Thanks, Mike. Hamish Daddy driving you home.